note the difference one feels with the side that was attended to a few seconds ago, a few minutes ago, and the side which was not. Because, believe it or not, even when we turn to the left, most of the muscles on both sides work. But those to which, or to the side, on the side where we attend to our sensations, to our feelings, to the kinesthetic sense, to the space around, to whatever we do, the side which is attended to is the side where the real change takes place. It's of course not on the side, but on the brain, the nervous system in general. Hence the importance of doing it on one side and let the other side go through the corpus callosum to the other hemisphere and improving it. Though the improvement in that takes hours, while the attended side is immediately affected. I mentioned one of the books of famous works by Professor Speransky, a basis for a new theory of, or a new basis for a theory of medicine. And in that book, he observed at the Pavlov Institute in Moscow one day a phenomenon which struck him and was the origin of the entire life's work. He was in a hospital making an injection to somebody's left arm. And you know, when you inject something in the arm, there's first the prick, the hole that is made by the needle. Then there is, of course, an immediate appeal of blood in the place, and after a few seconds afterwards, histamine that comes, that the body exudes in order to heal the place. And of course, the content that was injected produces a swelling, which is usually red, and around it, of course, there's a pale round thing which looks pale compared with the redness. In other words, you find a red point, a swelling, a little bit skin lifted by the liquid that was injected, red around, swollen around the point which the injection was made, and around it a white halo or whatever it does or doesn't. He injected that in the left side and looked a minute and thought that he was getting a bit cuckoo, hallucinating, because on the other arm, on the right arm, on the same spot approximately, means the symmetrical spot on the arm, you saw a funny thing. Instead of the red spot where the needle came in, it was very white, a very tiny white spot. Around it, a red one corresponding to the swelling of the other arm. In fact, he saw like an image, a color complementary image of what he saw on the left arm, in which the injection was made. He was so astonished and didn't believe his eyes, because he's never seen anything like that he asked his assistant there, "Can you see both arms?" And as they confirmed it, he thought that was a very queer sort of phenomenon. Everybody would, except many people say it's queer and therefore give it queer. So what? Give it up and tell somebody of a queer phenomenon. But he was so interested and said, obviously, That could not happen if there were not a nervous system. How could the right arm reproduce a kind of, say, a mirror image or an inverted color image of something that happened to the left arm? Obviously, that affected some part of the nervous system, which in the nervous system it could be performed like that. I don't really know. But without a nervous system, it was unthinkable. And he proceeded with a series of research programs to find out that, in fact, you could alter the reactions of the body, so to speak, because he didn't think of mind and body at that time, except nervous system and body, which in fact the nervous system is also a physical solid, so to speak. It's a bit wet, and not so solid, not hard, but it is a material support of the functions, like the material support of the body. Therefore, the brain is also body. And hence, afterwards, he found that he could propose a new basis of medicine, which is actually the basis on which all my work was founded, except that I came by Speransky at the end of my career. And I found it an extraordinary, illuminating book. And if you have a chance of reading it, you will see that reading through the book, and especially the conclusions, you would think that he would be fit to come to this course and teach together with me. But can you see, therefore, that the idea of working on one side and doing something like that turns out to be now with the years confirmed and qualified in different ways by Sperry's work and by what we do here. We always did it on one side already, I don't know, nearly 40 years ago. And let the other one improve through the corresponding hemisphere and through the corpus callosum, which connects the two. But the original idea of working on one side, of course, came through the functional observation on myself. And only afterwards, with the years, I actually wrote nothing after that, because I wasn't sure. I thought if I write things like that, people will think, oh, what would you think of a quack? Could write only silly tricks like that. Therefore, I waited years until I found Penfield Sperry talking about phenomena which confirmed my original functional observation. And of course, I used it all the time, but I never wrote about it. And also the way the transference is made from one side to the other in the brain without having the thinking apparatus, the intentional memorizing involved, makes it an organic learning. It's learned inwardly through the system itself, being transferred from one side to the other completely without our intention, just like the digestion is performed, where we have no idea how it's performed. Yet obviously it is performed. And then obviously the brain works like a unit, and it is transferred from one side to the other. Otherwise we would, if we worked only on one side, and the other one mentally would go on becoming more and more crooked, which is not the case. It's the other way around. We're becoming better, easier, more organized, more straight. Posture improves instead of deteriorating, which it would if we did on one side and it wouldn't be transferred to the other side through the internal structures of the nervous system.